The creative process is dying because people are not creating to create anymore. People are creating to sell. This may sound really weird. It may, or maybe like I don't get it. Um, People are too busy thinking about what can I make to get people to engage, to bring people in, so people pay attention to what I'm posting, what I'm creating, what I'm making, rather than I want to make something and post it, regardless of who sees it. I want to create to create and post my creation so it can be seen, but not necessarily by a specific audience, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. People create now in order to, like, gain a following, to sell in order to gain a following. I want a lot of people to see what I'm doing. People aren't creating just to create. They're not creating and posting to, like, I made this, I'm proud of this, maybe somebody will see this one day. Like, I'm proud of this, I want to post this, and maybe somebody will like it one day. They create with the thought of, I want to be big, I want to gain a fan base, I want people to see what I'm doing. And I feel like as a creative, that's common. Like, when you are a creative, that's just what it is. You know, you're always going to have that thought of like, man, I do want people to see this. I do hope that people who understand what I'm trying to get at and do come across this and love it and understand it, and they consume it. But the way that, like, YouTube and social media and just things like that, like content creation, I will never, I could be as big as Kai Cenat and you will never see me talk about I'm a content creator, because I'm not a content creator. I feel like content creators specifically are under that realm of, I'm creating in order to sell. Okay, but you're creating content. That's the original, yes, but it feels at this point kind of like when people are like, oh, I'm an influencer. Yes, you're influencing, but you're also just selling. You're you know what I mean? It feels, I don't want to say very sell outish, like, oh, you're a sellout, you're da da da, but in a way, you feel me? But I've been thinking about that a lot lately, is the fact that people, the creative process is dying because I literally am seeing it in real time. Like, there's a creator on TikTok who makes music, and most of his popular videos are him creating mashups or whatever on TikTok, and people love it. But I remember not too long ago he posted somewhere, he was like, you know, I'm gonna stop making what I want to make and posting it here. I'm gonna make what seems to get people, like, what seems to sell, essentially, what people seem to engage with more. And a lot of people are like, post what you want. Like, those who are going to hear it are going to hear it. Those who mess with it, mess with it. But also you have to understand that, like, a lot of times when it comes to creating and posting your creations, like, I was going to say, a lot of times with these apps, when you post them, when you post your creation on apps, and the algorithm of a lot of apps today is to push what is being sold, like what people are buying, you feel me? Like, if I pay for views, of course you're going to see my video. And it is, at this point, it is based off of luck if your original content gets pushed out and seen and takes off without you having to pay for views or anything. On TikTok, if I post something on TikTok, immediately in me posting it, it'd be like, you can get 3,000 views, like the most random amount, like number of views, like probably the number of views it actually has, 3,000 whatever likes, views, da da da, if you pay this much. They're trying to sell, like, they buy, it's consumerism. They want you to buy so that you sit there and you go for it. Oh my gosh, I want people to pay attention to what I'm doing, I want to be big, I want to be known. And so the shift from being creative and posting your creations just to post them because you want to share them because you're proud of them has now shifted, in a way to what feels like I need to create and post what's going to sell. What is going to get me the most amount of followers, the most amount of viewers? I'll never forget, not too long ago, I know somebody that was talking about like, oh, well, I will just, in order for me to build a fan base, to build a following on social media, I'm going to create like content that like everybody kind of does, stuff that I typically wouldn't actually do or watch, but it's going to build my base so then I can actually post and do what I truly want to do. Mind you, this person is very creative, very like musically inclined, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, create with the basis of creating. Don't create because you want views, you want to sell it in a way. And that's where it all goes wrong. You're not creating because this idea has been swirling in my head. I have to see what's up with this. Like, and also part of the creative process is understanding how you're going to do it. How am I going to gain the means to get this, out there, to create this, to make this happen? And a lot of people, like, first and foremost, like I always say, you have to work with what you have. You have to work with what you have. And I see a lot of people, you see a lot of people turning to AI because they feel like, oh man, like I don't have enough time to do this and it makes it easier for me. No. Part of the creative process is, man, I need to sit here and figure out that's part of the creative process, is figuring out how to do it yourself. You should have a foot in your whole creative process and what you're doing, and you shouldn't take shortcuts. Because if you're relying on a technology that is terrible for the environment and steals from other creators, then you as a creator are not doing what I feel like you should be doing as a creator. You wouldn't want people to steal your ideas and what the hell you're doing. So why are you out here stealing what, like, you're using a source, an unreliable source, when you should be thinking about it for yourself? And that's part of the process. Sometimes that process takes a long time. Sometimes the hardest part of the creative process is getting up and doing it and figuring out what works best for you. Like, I recently started going to the library just to write. I will sit down for an hour and write, because sometimes being in my room, it's like, oh, it's my room. I could just lay in bed. Oh, I could just do this, da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to go sit in my car just to like, get my creative writing and my ideas out, then I'll do that. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I feel like when people start using AI in their creative process to do things for them and try to figure out, then you are blocking the communication with other creatives. You know what I mean? Like, and why am I going to consult a computer that doesn't know shit when I can go to one of my creative friends and be like, okay, I've had this idea swirling in my head, or I need to delegate time. I need to understand how to delegate time for me to do this creative endeavor. If I want to film this, if I want to do this, or it's like, man, how could I do this? Go to other creatives for those ideas instead of sitting there and relying on a computer, and stop focusing so hard on what everybody else is posting and making and creating. Like, it goes into like social media, like it goes into like streaming for me, because there's a point in time where I used to stream on Twitch. I used to be up on that thing, and I'm just me. I don't know how to be anybody else but myself, and you will never see me trying to be anybody that I'm not, because I don't got time for that. That's a waste of energy and it's a waste of time. It is easier to be yourself and be true and be honest, okay, especially to yourself. But when I was streaming on Twitch, like often and all the time, literally that shit is like high school. If I sat there, I had it happen. I sat there, I said, you know what? Like, I really like this game. I'm gonna play this game. Like, I heard about this game. It looks real cool. I'm gonna play this game. Next thing you know, or it's like, hey, I got an idea for this. And I would start doing it. You see all these other people trying to do the same shit, because people aren't thinking for themselves. They're thinking about like, damn, that's actually really smart. I wanna do that so people pay attention to me before they pay attention to you. And it's like high school. People get cliquey. People get weird. So you will never see me talking about I'm a content creator. And I feel like it's a big part of reason why it all goes together. Because instead of being creative and like, damn, that's a good idea, ooh, this, da, 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 like bouncing ideas with other creatives and having a community with other creatives, people are too busy trying to be the next big thing. And honestly, I'm gonna be so real with you. Most motherfuckers who are stealing ideas and trying to, I want to be the next big thing, I want to be famous, I want to be, you do not have the personality to be the next big thing. I promise you. And that sounds rude and that sounds mean, but it's true. A lot of people are, until you are truly yourself and comfortable in yourself and honest with yourself about who you are and how you are and what you like to do, you lack the personality to be yourself. Because if you're trying to be like everybody else, maybe I just said it very harshly and very bluntly, but if you are trying to be like everybody else that you see on the internet, because that's what it is at this point, that you see on the fucking internet and what the fuck they're creating, and you're trying to recreate what they're doing, you're not being true to yourself, and it doesn't get you anywhere. Like, just be you. And that's something I always say, something I always preach, just be you. Just sit there, just be you. Just what is for you, and it already has your name on it. And so if you're sitting there and you're trying to so hard to be everybody else and do what they're doing, it's you're going to miss the opportunity. You're going to miss the people who would actually understand you at your true level. You feel me? If you're creating content that's like Queso or like Corey Kenshin or like Berlin, but that's not really who you are, you're not like those type of personalities, you're completely different, you're going to attract people that like you really don't. It's like, okay, well, we don't really have a lot in common, or we're not really alike. But people aren't thinking about it like that. They're thinking about it more in terms of, I just want views. I just want to be known. I don't care who sees what I do. I don't care what I post. And then that's why you see so many like TikToks and videos where people are talking about, they're like, oh my God, did you see like this video? And it's clearly scripted. People will script stuff about their ass. And nobody's like really sitting here like dissecting it like, you don't think this is fake? Like, I believe damn near most of that shit is fake. Because it is. Because people want views. And everything is not a story time. And everything's, oh my gosh, I can go into it. But that's really that. Like, most people have killed the creative process because they're too busy trying to sell rather than create. And in trying to sell rather than create, you're putting bullshit out. You're not even being true to yourself. You're not even making something that you'd be proud of, that you would watch, that you would consume. You're doing it because you just want views and you want likes and you want the brief 15 seconds. I don't want to say 15 minutes, but 15 seconds of attention that comes with that at this point. And it's just, what is the end result? What is the end game? Like, no matter what, you have to have a backup plan. Like I said before, like, I could be as big as Kai Cenat, and you will still see me getting my degrees and trying to get a real deal in IRL, real life job. You know what I mean? Like, once I started going outside more, like, being able to, like, I could take myself places, I could do this for myself, I could do this. Having genuine interactions, it's like, why would I want to be stuck on the internet all day? Why would I want to sit here and not make real life connections? Why the fuck would I want to sit online all fucking day and talk to people who aren't even being real with themselves? Like, you're pretty cool if you just allow yourself to be who you truly are. That sounded cheesy and corny, but that's really that on that. So Too Long Didn't Read, because y'all know I love my Too Long Didn't Reads. The creative process is dying because people are too busy trying to sell something, sell this fake version of themselves, rather than just create, rather than just make and create and do. You know what I mean? People are too busy trying to be famous on the internet because, like, oh man, maybe it'll get me somewhere. Maybe, I don't know, people treat it like a popularity contest. I think that was like that was my point in bringing up like the Twitch stuff. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just, it's silly. It's silly. And I've seen people ignore real deal, like real life connections for some internet shit that doesn't even matter. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that y'all have a great day. And yeah, bye.